All right, good morning, everybody. Welcome to another episode of KhunShawn Yaps, where I sit and I yap about things that I've recently learned and found out about myself. Hopefully, you guys don't hear the cars that have the door open, so maybe you'll hear some vehicles because it's early in the morning. People are going to work. Anyways, last night I had a dream. Actually, I had a nightmare. Sorry, let me rephrase that. Last night I had a nightmare, and I haven't had a nightmare in like the last, let's say 5 years, because maybe I've had one in the last eight or so, and maybe I forgot. But like the last 5 years, I haven't had a nightmare. When I was younger, when I did have nightmares, it was the usual, someone's trying to get you, so you're running away, or maybe there's a monster or zombies or something, right? For me, this nightmare hit very close to home. So recently, I've been doing more introspection on my shadow, right? So yesterday we talked a bit about personas and shadows, but quick breakdown for people that didn't see it. Like the persona is how you want to be seen, your social mask, and the shadow is the mask that's within inside yourself. This is the negative aspects of yourself. Anyways, I'm working to try and make my negative side more of a positive side as well. Anyways, so I had this nightmare, and this nightmare was really impactful because it involved me being a child again. So I was a child in class. In elementary school, you have someone to the left of you, someone to the right of you. And during the session, now that I was able to look at it outside of myself, and it did remind me of like how I was when I was younger. I definitely was more of an asshole. And I knew this because the student next to me, they didn't want to converse with me. Like I wanted to talk to them about something and they weren't interested. And they were telling me like, don't talk to me, blase, blase. You're very rude. You're very crude. And then like my first instinct was to shrug it off with ego. It's like, all right, whatever, nerd, right? And then try and talk to the person to my left. And the person to my left was same thing, ignoring me. And even the teacher was giving me some like negative remarks because of the way that I've acted in the classroom. And it's very similar to my real life when I was younger. Not necessarily like the teacher being rude, but the teacher definitely treated me worse than other students. Or another way to rephrase it in a different perspective, all the other students were doing fine, but I was more of a nuisance, so she had to discipline me more or put me in timeout or something like this. And this nightmare was very chilling because it was social isolation. I was not involved in the group, right? So when it comes to this practice, like it was so impactful, man. I literally had to write this down in my journal. Like I always journal all the time. I'm always journaling something throughout the day, but this one was so impactful, I had to write this down. And the way that when I woke up from the dream, I realized what type of dream it was. Like legitimately, I was like, oh, this is my shadow. This is my issue, right? So my persona, I want to be helpful to other people, right? That is my persona. That is what I give off. I like even this video, this is helpful for somebody, right? I'm doing this for the benefit of others, but for the shadow, I'm doing this because this is a benefit for myself, right? KhunShawn Yaps, this telling this story is good for me, right? It feels good to let this out into the world because it might help somebody else. But even then, you never know who could be watching this. There could be anybody that watches this video that has more of an insight that could help me develop more. You know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, I think my shadow is always doing things that are in the benefit of myself. And that being said, don't let that shadow consume you. Don't be so self-focused that you end up isolating yourself from the group, right? I believe that is like the warning that my inner being is letting me know, like, hey, it's okay to try and balance it, but realize what you are balancing is negativity. I am purposefully becoming more socially negative for the benefit of myself, right? I've already been more socially positive for the benefit of others, which can lead into the opposite and bad effect. If I'm so focused on getting the gratitude from strangers or from other people, how could I ever really care about myself if I'm always looking for somebody else's validation? So whenever I took these two concepts and put them together, have awoken myself to like another version of myself, and there's multiple versions of yourself. I explained it to a computer scientist yesterday. Like whenever I envision my possible futures, I envision a tree. Now imagine, you have the roots, which is how you have been raised, your environment, your community, nature and nurture, right? So genetic wise, my parents, siblings, all of these things grew this tree, and mentors and all that is also down there into the roots, right? And I believe you can grow more roots, which can lead to new branches on the tree. And the tree is growing and it's huge and it has fruit. And inside of the fruit, I see my potential futures. I can see a future where I'm a successful businessman, successful entrepreneur. I have another one where I'm a successful martial artist. I have the UFC belt in one hand. On the other hand, I didn't go for the UFC. I just decided to fight in other countries around the world and not just focus on the glory. And another one, I'm a teacher, right? I have a dojo. I never competed in any matches. Maybe I did one or two sparring sessions or something like that. But I have a dojo and I'm more teaching the discipline of martial arts, right? All of these things are different potential futures that I could enact on. And I choose not to focus so hard on one or the other. It's just I am able to envision the future of what I could do. And I say that is interesting. What else could I possibly do while just maintaining on being in the now? I focus on being here now, right? A lot of the friends that I've made out here IRL, they always ask me, are you still going to the Philippines? Where are you going to go? This and that. And at the end of the day, it's like, yeah, I want to go to the Philippines. I am saying I'm going to the Philippines. Totally fine for me to go. Where I'm going to go? No clue. How long I'm going to be there? No clue. Who I'm going to meet there? No clue. I leave it up to chance. I leave it up to the gamble that is life, because you never know who you're going to meet. You never know who you meet and the people that they know, and they introduce them to you. Right? You never know these things. So I never get too caught up and too focused on what could potentially happen. I just take a quick, brief glimpse at the possible future. So these are a few things that I've done to help my life. There's more I could go into, but I don't want to make it too long, right? KhunShawn Yaps is just a quick update, and a lot of the other stuff, just a quick like closing to help you guys out a little bit more, right? When it comes to the persona and the shadow, how I balance this out instead of looking for validation online. Like I deleted the YouTube app off of this phone. This is my main phone. So the comments are on my other phone that I don't use as much. So that's when I do read comments. I don't look at online anymore. I have friends IRL that invite me out to do amazing things legitimately all the time. And I'd rather have those friends than focus on an online unknown. It doesn't mean I don't value you guys as like viewers or subscribers or anything like that. Hell, even one day we could potentially become IRL friends. But I am not focused on that anymore. I just do what I do because I enjoy it. All right, so when we do like neuro videos, it's because I enjoy it. When I do the VTuber reaction, it's because I enjoy it. And I will continue to do it while I enjoy it. And until it's no longer fun for me, you guys don't have to worry about me stopping that type of content. But I believe YouTube is here to stay. YouTube is just another expression of the self. And that's all I really care about. And since I only really care about myself, well, that's just how it's going to work. But again, just because I care about myself doesn't mean I don't care about other people. I just prioritize myself, which I think a lot more people should honestly do. You can't be giving yourself out to everybody, because then you don't have anything for yourself. But yeah, it's your boy KhunShawn. Another Khun Yaps. KhunShawn Yaps. Khun Yaps. Could probably shorten it to Khun Yaps now that I think about it. But yeah, you guys have a good one. Enjoy your days. And I hope this was able to bring you a little bit of wisdom. You guys be safe. Thanks for watching.